Hey, what's going on? Sorry about that. I'm going live right now. Of course, you guys, if you're listening, you guys know that we're just doing part two of African First in America and Everywhere. I was letting my man, Gray A. Jamoon Young, explain how Christopher Columbus lied about his voyage over here to America and basically his whole voyage and how everywhere they tried to say that there was white people on the land first, as in this is white man's land. Actually, this is copper color land, people. This is our land first before it was theirs. There was no such thing as Indian. There was blacks were over here first. If you say that you're Native American, you're right. And you're black, you are very much right. You are native to this land over here because your ancestors were here first. Now, some of you guys may be from Brazil or Africa or any other part of the world, but just know that if you're black, that you were on this earth first. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish. I'm gonna let him finish explaining it to you guys. This will be in more than one part, also. So please be sure to check out the first part, in order, guys. Thank you. And go ahead.
Did not have the potency to travel to the New World. So then they said, well, we know what happened. Birds brought them over. But they found out birds don't eat cotton balls or seed for lunch or dinner, and that birds regurgitated. Now, we have the documents. Here it is. Volume 100, The American Naturalist, number 912, The Potentiality for Long-Range Oceanic Disposal of Cotton Seeds by Professor S.G. Stevens, Department of Genetics, North Carolina State University. This is not lip service. Saltwater tolerance of seed of Garcipium. And here's all the experiments that took place. The American Naturalist, the cotton seeds, long distance dispersion of seeds by retention and digestive tracts of birds. They found out on the first paragraph the suggestion that seeds may be transported via the digestive tract by migrating birds has been rejected. Here's some information right here, coming right from the library. It showed you no, no, no. In other words, it was an African who had to bring those cotton seeds over here. And if you read Blacks in Science, Ancient and Modern, we find that as early as 3000 BC, the Mande were producing that same cotton, and you find as old as 3000 BC an African tetraploid cotton, cultivated cotton in the Americas. Furthermore, on the second voyage of March the 9th, 1493, Columbus got caught in a storm. Lisbon, Portugal. What happens? He goes to the court in Lisbon, Portugal. He meets the king, Don Juan. He goes and he says that he talks about all this new land that he discovered in his adventures. Now you gotta understand what's happening here. The Portuguese said, wait a minute now, they're disappointed. Because remember, Columbus did go to the Portuguese first. And they said that he was a dreamer. They didn't want to deal with him. So now, Columbus did have a little beef with them because they didn't support his voyage. But yet and still, he brought 6 Native Americans with him. So the king of Portugal says, well, look, he gave them some beads, and he had them motion in sign language and asked them to tell them about these different land masses or these different islands in South America. And the first Native American, he did that. He went on, he made these different types of designs. What another one then? This Native American did the same thing. He took the seeds and signaled in sign language and motion and showed all the Lucayas and other islands all in South America. And the king of Portugal, Don Juan, he put his fist in his hand and he balled it up and said, what a fool am I? How did I let this get out of my hand? All of this cultivated area. And you gotta understand why this king of Portugal was disappointed. Look at Portugal. This is Portugal. Look at Brazil. All this land he never had. This is all Brazil. It is the largest, almost as big as the United States. Look at it. Here's another tiny Portugal. Now that kind of Caribbean to Brazil was a big thing. So everybody knew little thing that's a big thing there. Right. So what did he do? He says, look, Columbus, you're not a king. You're not an admiral of the ocean sea at this time. Isabel and Frodo can kill you if they want. I want you to go back. I want you to tell them that that's not landmass. That's nothing but water. I want you to draw a line from pole to pole, from north to south, 370 leagues west of the Cape Verde. And I want you to go back and tell that it's only a landmass. Columbus did that. He went back. He told them, this is a landmass. This is water. You don't have to worry about anything. The Portuguese didn't discover anything. This is only water. In other words, they paid him off to go back and tell the king and queen this. And he went back and told them this. And to their knowledge, no Europeans at that time ever went to Brazil. No Europeans had ever been to South America. So they believed him. What happens? The information got back to the king and queen of Spain anyway. How did it get back? Someone by the name of Jamie Ferrara took that information back. Who was Jamie Ferrara? Jamie Ferrara was a distinguished geographer as well as a dealer in precious metals and jewels. He lived among the Africans. He sat at the foot of the Africans. And the king and queen of Spain, Isabella and Ferdinand, wrote to him and told him, listen, I want you to come here. I have a problem with this line of demarcation. Please do a critical analysis of this. I want to find out all you know about this. Now, when the king or queen summon you, when they ask for your assistance, that's considered a great honor. He goes and he does a critical analysis of it. And he says to them, and I have to read this to you. This is a quote from Jamie Ferrara. What does he say? Page 365. He says, I write my opinion in this matter, and I say within the equinoctial regions that there are great and precious things such as fine stones, gold, spices, and drugs. He's talking about South America now. And I can say these things in regard to this matter because my contentions, conversations I have learned, and because of those places, it always pleased me to seek to learn. In other words, it always pleased me to seek to learn from those who come from yonder, from what clime or province that they bring and said things. This is important. And the most I can learn from many Hindus and Ethiopians is the greater part of valuable things come from a very hot region where the inhabitants are black or tawny. And therefore, according to my judgment, when your lordship finds such a people, he's talking about Columbus, when your lordship finds such a people, an abundance of sad things which will not be lacking. Although of this matter, your lordship, Columbus, knows more when sleeping than I do waking. And everything by means of divine aid, your lordship will give such good accounting that by it, God will be served by the sovereigns, our Lord will be satisfied. From your respectful servant, Jamie Ferrer, August 5th, 1495. Alright? So now they found out that Columbus betrayed him. Queen Isabella's mad. She had a right to be. She finances his voyage. So what happens? She goes, King Ferdinand, he writes the letter. Letters were coming every month. He says, I want you to get in contact with me. If you cannot make it back to Spain, I want you to tell me every single thing you know about that landmass, that secret landmass. At this time, Columbus was in Cuba, and he said, I'm too ill to come back. Eventually, they did caught up with him. And according to Van Sertima, they brought him back and stripped him up naked, and it was said that the only reason that they didn't kill him was because of his personal relationship that he had with Queen Isabella, which I will not dwell on. I'm only quoting. So what happens? He sends Columbus back with six ships. The third voice, he said, I want you to find this landmass, build churches, find that secret land route. Columbus goes. He goes to the Canary Islands. Right here. He stays there a couple of days. He searches for black animals because he finds that the African and the Native Americans were sacrificing animals. He takes time. He goes and takes the city down here. Alright? He takes this
just one moment.
Trinidad. One day away from South America. He gets to Trinidad, he calls it Trinidad.
Just one moment. You guys, I gotta pause this teaching